This is Group 1. My name is Braden, and I'll be teaching you all about VPNs, what they allow us to do, why we need them, and why we should use them. Virtual Private Network, otherwise known as VPN, is a means of securely connecting to a private network, usually used when working from home or on a public connection, such as at a coffee shop. Observe the diagram. It lays out a simple structure of where data from a VPN is going. Using advanced encryption, data is sent back and forth between you and the VPN server. Data transmitted is encrypted and goes through the VPN before accessing online content. When viewed by the internet, they don't see your IP address requesting data, but the VPN instead. While often used in relation to work, it is extremely practical to use one with your private home network. Some of the benefits include accessing region-specific sites, such as video sites, shielding of browser activity, and private downloading, just to name a few. When considering subscription or installation of a VPN, it is vital to research the different protocols used and why. Note that each has its pros and cons. I will quickly run through these 4 protocols to give a broad image of them. First, PPTP is a fast, easy to use protocol. It is considered a good choice if OpenVPN isn't supported by your device. L2TP is a good choice if OpenVPN isn't supported by your device and security is the top priority. OpenVPN is the recommended protocol for desktops, including Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux. It has the highest performance, is fast, secure, and reliable. Lastly, Chameleon is very similar to OpenVPN in speed and security. It differs, however, in being great for users being blocked in countries such as China, or if you are experiencing speed issues due to bandwidth throttling. Now that you understand what a VPN is and why you should be using one, I'll pass it to Franco to show you how it all works.
So what I want to discuss is the utilization of the VPN client. I have choose 2. These are the ones that we use at my work. And these 2, one is called the Pulse Secure, and the other one is called the Juno Network Connect. These are both clients that allow you to utilize a VPN server determined by whichever company you work for, and these applications will include all of the protocols and all of the security parameters that your company determines is necessary for you to securely connect and establish the tunnel. So on this specific situation here, they have both similar configurations. On this one here, you would type the user ID and password for the network, and this uses a 2-step authentication protocol. So once I type in the user ID and password, the system will then challenge me to enter a secondary PIN, which is generated by a software-based utility that generates a key for the secondary authentication. That happens every time that I log in, and also all the numbers are different. So they're never the same numbers, and they expire within 60 seconds of being issued. So it makes the transaction extremely secure and allows you to establish that tunnel without having any worries of data being intercepted. As was presented prior to this, the purpose and the functionalities of a VPN is basically to allow data to be transmitted securely under the web and not be intercepted or hacked. This other client that we use that's very common in a lot of enterprise. I don't know how many of you guys. I know John works with University of Utah, but I don't know how many others. A lot of companies use both of them. We prefer Pulse Secure because it's much quicker for you to create and establish a connection than the Juno, the Pulse Network Connect. On this one, you have the typical default security policy here, the UAC, and then of course, every company has a server that you authenticate the VPN, that you authenticate into the tunnel, and that's usually where that information goes right over here. Then of course, once you have this information in, and I'm just going to show you really quick. I don't know if I'll be able to, but since I removed URL, I don't want to divulge too much information about Intermountain. But let me see if it will let me do it. Okay, here we go. So, and here you have the actual authentication PIN that you have to enter, and then once this portion over here is completed, then you can go and you can utilize the resources that are available within the laptop that you were using. Typically, you'd be issued to providers, or if you issue to you directly, there will be applications and there will be programs and resources that you can utilize. And or also, if you want to access a specific computer, you can use the remote desktop functionality, and you can type the computer name or IP address, the location that you're trying to connect to, or server address. And because that tunnel is established, you'll be able to establish this connection with no issues at all. And so, in essence, that's pretty much the as far as the clients go. I mean, they are designed to establish that, to establish the handshake and to create that security tunnel where it really allows you to be connected with any issues. If you guys have any other questions about the clients and how they utilize and how they operate, we can set this up for our discussion on our next Google Hangout. So I'll go ahead and terminate the connection for now. And again, if you guys do need to, if you have any other questions or anything that you need, we can definitely go ahead and discuss that when we have our next meeting. So thank you very much, and you guys have a good night.